guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am bringing you this entire look. I teamed up with Cult Beauty again for their Discover Colour campaign. So the Discover Colour campaign will be going on from the 10th of October until the 19th. You guys will enjoy free shipping on all makeup from Cult Beauty. The guys over at Cult have given me a 15% off discount code, which is JamieCB Colour. So you will get 15% off all orders when you order more than £20 worth. There are brand exclusions which I will list all down below in the description bar for you guys. But yeah, Cult Beauty basically wanted to create this campaign to teach you guys more about colour, more about what will go with your eye colour. Obviously I've done something very true to my style. This is my jam right here. Keep an eye out over on Instagram as well, because there will be a competition to win £500 worth of Cult Beauty goodies. If you guys would like to see how I created this whole look, then please stay tuned. Look! And there's a TV with my face on it so I can see if I'm in focus. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to prep my skin. So I'm going to use my FAVE Kypress Antioxidant Dew. You can see how much I use this. And I'm going to use the Kypress Heliotropic Pot of Shade. This is my SPF. So first of all, the antioxidant dew, and I just drop 4 little drops on my face, then rub them in. And then for the heliotropic sunscreen, I just get about that much and rub it in. You really don't need much of this stuff at all, and it's not the cheapest, so probably a good thing. The next product I'm going to use is the Neode. This is the Photography Fluid Opacity 12%. I don't completely understand this product, but oh my god. Wait till you see it. So I'm just going to do 2 drops on each cheek, because you don't need much of this at all. And this stuff is not super expensive. I've seen loads of people raving about it online, but what they say is you use it underneath your foundation, or you can use it by itself, and it totally sorts out your skin tone. And it gives you a really nice radiant look on your skin. I bloody love it. And apparently it makes your skin look amazing in photography as well. It's almost like, it looks a little bit like an illuminator, but it does way more than that. So now my skin's all prepped, we're actually going to do eyes first. So I'm going to use the NYX Proof It Waterproof Eyeshadow Primer. And I'm just going to pop a little bit of that. This one's quite translucent, but I've heard really good things about this. I'm just going to pop a little bit on, and then I'm just going to blend that out with my fingers. And what we're going to do today is we're going to do eyes first, because we're using some glitter. And then we're going to do our foundation, and then we're going to do our brows. Now that primer's on, I'm going to take my NYX HD Finishing Powder in the shade Banana. And I'm just going to pop a little bit of that over my lid. And I'm really working that into the primer. I don't want any sticky parts. The palette I'm going to use today is the Venus 2 by Lime Crime. And I'm really excited because I didn't realise that they stocked this on Cult Beauty. But this was one of my favourite palettes, and it went missing when I was a makeup artist. So these are the colours here. I absolutely bloody love this palette. I'm going to use the shade Mustard first, and I'm going to start building up my crease. And I'm just using a fluffy brush. Actually, I'll zoom you in. Whee! I'm just going to use that mustard shade in my crease and go backwards and forwards and start to build up that transition shade. This is a pretty deep transition shade. If you need to, you can go in with a lighter colour first. The reason that I absolutely love warm colours in my crease is because I've got green eyes. It contrasts really, really nicely, but the same goes for blue eyes. It looks great with blue eyes, and it looks really beautiful and complementary with brown eyes as well. And also warm shades just seem to blend a lot easier. They give a really beautiful transition, and you can always use like a cool colour on the lid or something if you really want it to contrast. So what I'm doing is I'm building up the crease, and then like usual I'm turning my brush on its side just to start bringing that out into the skin a little bit. Now I'm going to go in with the shade Jam, and I'm going to go in with the same brush, and I'm going to start building up that orangey colour in the crease, and then I'm going to bring it into the inner corner as well. See how lovely and warm that is? I love it. I think this palette is so perfect for autumn, winter, with these grungy, warm tones. If you need to, you can mix those two shades together just to help the colours blend on the lids, and it helps give you that super buffed out effect. I'm going to bring those two colours and mix them together a little bit, and I'm going to bring them right into my inner corner, kind of, just like in here. This just gives a total moody look to the eye, which is my favourite. I'm going to take a fluffy brush with the shade Jam, just here, and I'm going to start buffing that under my eye just to see how the shape's going and making sure I like it, and also having that orange right underneath the lash line contrast with the lashes, so when we put loads of mascara on, it'll look super defined. So you can see my green eye colours popping. And I'm going to go in with a little bit more of that orange shade Jam and just go in my crease again. Oh my god, pumpkin eyes, or what? Now I'm going to go in with the shade Mud, which is just here. It's like the most gorgeous deep cranberry colour. And I'm just going to go in with a Zoeva 227, and I'm going to start applying that in the crease but onto the lid a little bit as well. And this is just going to be a nice first step because we're going to put some glitter on. When I was a makeup artist, these were my favourite colours to use on pretty much everybody because they're either going to contrast in a really beautiful way or they're going to complement the eye colour. I think they're just the most beautiful. That's probably why you mostly see warm eye colours here on YouTube, more warm eye tutorials. And I'm going to go in with a little bit of that Mud shade, and then I'm going to buff it out with my fluffier brush from earlier. Now that most of my eyeshadow's done, I'm actually going to go in with the Touch and Sol Non-Stop Swift Black Eyeliner. It's got the same brush tip as the NYX eyeliner that I really like. And I'm going to use this, I'm going to get a super dramatic wing, like old school Jamie. So the way I'm going to do that, I'm going to start with the line coming out of my eye. And then I've just drawn it back just to the very edge of my smoky eye. Okay, now for the other side. Boom! So easy to use, this little liner. I'm really intrigued about this brand actually. I saw when I was in America and everything was sold out. It's like the new K-beauty brand. The it thing. Now I'm going to take my NYX glitter glue. Absolutely love this stuff. So affordable. Just as good as any other glitter glue. My favourite. And I'm going to pop this on all over my lid, and then we're going to put some of the Sarah Hill glitter in the shade Lick Me. Wait till you see this, it's so gorgeous. And Sarah Hill is a beauty brand from Scotland. So look at that colour. Focus. Oh my god, it just went all over my desk. Bloody hell, it's going to take a while to clean up. So it's really dark, really kind of grungy. Oh my god, it's literally all over my body. So I'm just going to pat this glitter glue on my lid. I'm not worried about my liner, I know I'm going to have to go over that again anyway. And the reason I picked this shade is because it's a super deep auburn that will look so gorgeous with this look. Super autumnal. And then a little trick I've got is the brush that I use to apply the glitter glue. I'm going to go straight in to the glitter with this brush, and that means that the glitter will stick to the brush as well, so there's less fallout. And I'm just taking my time to put that on. Now that the glitter's on, I can see that the rest of my eye look is not dark enough for it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go in with the shade Mud and a fluffy brush, and I'm just going to blend just where the glitter looks a little bit disjointed. I'm just going to pack some shadow, and we're just going to make this a little bit smokier, a little bit darker. So I'm just blending that Mud shade right into the inner corner, and then I'm going to go back in with my fluffy brush and just blend that deep shade out again. Now that the glitter's on, I'm going to go back in with my black liner, and I'm just going to go over my lash line. But honestly, I find it a lot easier going back over liner rather than going on top of glitter like straight away. It just does not work for me. And other eyeshadow slash million products I've got to tell you about are the new Bleach London single shadows. These are £3 each. And I'm gonna take this super yellow gold and I'm gonna pop it in my inner corner, and I tell you what it reminds me of. Flippin' Trophy Wife by Fenty Beauty. So I'm going to take a little firm brush and pick up some of that. Look at that pigment for £3. So I've got a little palette made up here and they do loads of cute brights. So for £3 each, I'm pretty impressed. And yellow is my favourite colour in the world. I'm going to pop on my mascara. This is the Benefit Roller Lash Mascara. But before I stick that on, I'm going to take my Samantha Lashes by Huda Beauty. I've not used these in absolutely ages, but they were such a favourite of mine for so long. They're just really gorgeous and wispy, beautiful. And because of the little rounded plastic brush, it's so easy to get your bottom lashes nice and built up. A problem I've been having with some mascaras lately is that they kind of seem to melt onto my face a little bit through the day. Like dark patches down here with my concealer and stuff. I do not get that with this mascara. I'm going to take my little Lash Star tool. This is just like a really easy eyelash applicator tool. And I'm going to pop these lashes on. They're so fluffy looking for synthetic lashes. So now that my eyes are done, I'm looking pretty crazy with no foundation or brows on. So we're going to fix that. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Caudalie Beauty Elixir. I absolutely love this stuff. I'd ran out for ages, but I'd got it back. I'm going to take some of that on a cotton pad and I'm just going to clean away any of that glitter that fell on my face. And now it's time for skin. Primer I'm going to use, it's the Touch and Sol Feel Like Honeymoon Skin Base. And I'm just going to put some of that in the back of my hand. It's so sticky, like look at this. But this is what was sold out. All the primers from this brand were sold out when I saw them in store. Oh my god, it's so sticky. Smells great. It doesn't actually feel that sticky in my face. This is so bizarre. And once that's on, I'm going to take 1 pump of my Becca Ultimate Coverage Complexion Cream. 1 pump. I've learned my lesson. You do not need much of this stuff at all. But I used to use this all the time and I went away from it just because I was trying other stuff, but it will always be one of my favourites. And I'm just going to blend that into my skin with a beauty blender. But this stuff's great. It's really, really good coverage. The colour I use is the shade Nude. Such good coverage. And I like to probably put the most coverage right on my nose just because that is where my foundation seems to fall off during the day. See how good coverage that is? 1 pump, man. And because I've not done my eyebrows yet, I'm not too worried about going over them a little bit. I do look so much like old school Jamie right now. Dark eyes and pale face. Now that my foundation's on, I'm going to go ahead and take a little angled like blending brush and I'm going to go in with the RMS Beauty Uncover Up Concealer in shade 22. This stuff has had so much hype online. I've used it a little bit, but I've not used it in a full look before. So I'm very excited to see what the deal is. So I'm going in with that brush and I'm just going to go under my eyes. And using a little brush like this is amazing for getting the coverage that you need underneath your eyes without damaging your eye makeup. Okay, it looks like skin, I'm not joking, it looks like nothing's there, but it does cover. It's a really nice texture. I think I quite like the way my skin looks now. That concealer's really weird. It's like really light coverage, but it does cover what you need it to. I'm going to take my Becca Bronzed Bondi Sunlit Bronzer. And I'm going to just use the same brush here and I'm going to warm up my face. And for me, the colour I like to use for bronzer is Pretty Warm. I just love it because it warms up my skin, it always complements my eye colour. I think I've got a little mix of both undertones. I think I'm pretty yellow undertone, but I do have mottled pink through my skin as well. That'll be a little bit of Scottish in me coming out. So I just like to use a nice warm bronze, and then when it comes to highlighter, exact same. I love a goldy, warm, champagne-y highlighter. And I'm just warming up all the key points of my face. Like, think of it like a kind of butterfly. And already I can see that I'm starting to look more human. And that bronzer is a really lovely texture. It just like blends straight into the skin. I only got this about a week ago, but I've been using it tons. And I just like the way it blends really easily into my skin. Obviously I don't powder my whole face at all, so I need a bronzer that's gonna go on really nice and easily, blend nicely, no craziness. And this is that really nice tone. It's kind of like, it's got kind of reddy undertones in it, but basically it's not too orange for me, because I do like to use quite a lot of bronzer. To add a little contour to my skin, I'm going to swap my brush to a little smaller one. I'm going to go in with my Kevyn Aucoin sculpting powder in medium, and this has got that really nice ashy tone, but it's not too dark, so it basically creates like a perfect shadow on your face. So I think sometimes it can get a little bit twisted. See, when you start using too warm a colour to contour, that's when it can start looking a little bit crazy. So we're going to use this just right at the hollows of our cheekbones, and that's how you get a nice contour. And I do like to use just a little touch of this down the side of my nose. I'm actually going to mix it with the bronzer. After I've done my contouring, I like to go in with the bronzer one more time and just go over, make sure that everything's nicely blended. This is the Nude Sticks Highlight and Glow Face, Lip and Eye Nudies. You'll have seen it on Instagram, but this is the shade Illuminati, and it comes with a little brush on this side, which I won't be using, not gonna lie. But on this side, it gives it, it's almost like a kind of glossy balm, but it picks up the light so beautifully. So the way I'm going to use it actually is I'm going to go in with my fingers, and because my foundation is so matte, see the glow it gives you? This is a little bit iridescent pink, which is funny because I do usually use a golden colour, but because it's like a balm, it's fine. If it was a pure intense pink highlighter, I wouldn't be using it, but because it's like a glossy balm, I really like it. Oh, it's beautiful. It's so easy to use, and this is the kind of thing that would look absolutely amazing if you didn't wear foundation. So if you were just, I don't know, going to the gym or school run, if you don't have time to do full foundation, if you put a little touch of this, just where I'm putting it, cheekbones and your temples, it gives you such a youthful, pearly, pinky glow. It just looks super healthy. And if you need to, you can use your beauty blender just to push that into the skin, take away any excess and smooth out any lines. This is the Cover FX Custom Enhancing Drops in the shade Sunlight. This is my tone, look. So I'll put a little bit on my hand. If you look right here, it is like super reflective and super champagne-y. So I'm going to take just that little bit that was on my hand, and that is my kind of glow. And I love a wet looking glow because it does look more natural. Not that I care about that, but it does just look so healthy. What do I usually say? Healthy, expensive skin. It shears out the look of your foundation. So this foundation that I've used is super matte and super thick, like full coverage, which is great for me, but I wanted just a little bit added glow. If you love it here, you stop. You can stop here. But I'm going to put the tiniest little touch of Gilded Honey by Laura Geller. This is so gorgeous, and I fell back in love with it when I had to borrow my friend Amy's makeup box's makeup for 3 days, and she loved this. So I'm just going to pop a tiny little touch of this right on my cheekbone, and that's it. And down my nose. And when you layer creams and powders, it gives you much more of a kind of 3D, it gives you more depth. And then I'm going to go in with a little eyeshadow brush, and I'm just going to highlight the end of my nose and just down the bridge. Just highlight my brow bone. When you use a kind of goldy highlighter like this, It brings so much warmth to the look, and because we've done such a warm eye, it really complements. I just need to put a little bit here. Oh my god, I feel so good. Now that we've done all the skin, I'm going to go in with my NYX powder and a little 126 Luxe cheek finish brush, but I'm not going to use it for my cheeks. And I'm just going to powder just right under my eyes. And even though this is the shade Banana, it has a little bit of colour in it, but it's not too much. And I'm just going to do it in between my brows as well. And that just mattifies my skin down a little bit. Now that our face makeup is done, I'm going to go in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz in the shade Medium Brown. I use this colour kind of regardless of what my hair colour is. It's just a super nice muted brow colour. You can use it when you've got pink hair, which I've had. You can use it if you've got teal hair, which I've had. Literally, there are kind of no rules when it comes to brows these days. I obviously have quite an ashy root and super blondie ends, so it suits me perfect. It's like right in between those two colours. I'll zoom in a little bit. And if you feel like you need to warm up your brow colour at all, you can use a warmer brow gel. So the way that I do my brows lately, super quick, so quick. I'm just going to go in at the front, nice and low down. I just like the way that that kind of makes my arch a little bit more dramatic. So basically create a line underneath the brow here. I use little feather strokes to create brow-like hairs just at the front because I don't want to make them like a super block brow. And then I get the spoolie and just brush that through. And then I go straight to the arch of the brow and I just build it up and make it so it gives me more of a kind of arched look. So easy, but it gives me the look that I want. I don't really tend to do that dramatic a brow on myself these days, just because my eye makeup's so dramatic, my skin is usually really dramatic as well, so I just leave it there. And then to give the brows a little bit more thickness and a little bit more colour and warm them up like I said earlier, I'm going to use the Tinted Brow Gel by Anastasia again in the shade Chocolate. And I'm just going to lightly start in the middle of the brow and just work my way through to the end. This stuff's really good, it's like hairspray for your eyebrows, it really does last. And then at the front, I'm going to coat the hairs, but I'm also going to get them to stand up a little bit straighter. And that just gives my brows a little bit more fullness, a little bit more thickness, and a little bit more shape. But that is exactly how I'm going to leave them right now. And the last little product I have is another Nude Sticks product. I wanted to keep these in the box to show you, because when you buy a product from them, you get this really cute little tin, and then in the lid there's a little mirror. So it's really good for topping up on the go. And I don't carry actually that much makeup with me, so it's really cool. And then you get a little lid that also is a sharpener as well, because these are quite chunky pencils. So the lip colour I'm going to use is the shade Entice, and it is an intense matte lip and cheek pencil, so you can use this on your lips and your cheeks as well. And this is the colour here. It's really, really beautiful, and I'm just going to pop that on. But they are really creamy. Do my usual, pat them in. I'm going to do my usual thing, I'm going to use a lip liner now. The lip liner I'm going to use is NYX Suede Matte Lip Liner in the shade London. And I'm just going to use this just to define my lips a little bit more, because I just can't do the whole no lip liner thing, it freaks me out. And the Nude Sticks lip pencil goes on super creamy, but it dries down really quickly. So I'm going to put another little layer on. So you guys, that is the finished look. I hope you really liked it. It was super fun to team up with Cult Beauty again. Obviously you guys know that they're one of my favourite peoples in the world. So I really, really hope you like this look. As always, everything will be linked down below, all the stuff that I used and things like that, as well any kind of codes that I mentioned earlier and all the information that you will need. So a huge thank you to Cult Beauty for teaming up with me again, and thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!